Hey y'all. I'm on my knees on the floor. I wanted to show you guys the not so sexy side of prepping food storage. Um, we are, as many of y'all know, I am transitioning from the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex full time to the Arklatexa Homeless Homestead full time in like days. I have this last week coming up. So in 5 days or so, I'll be no longer being an employee at that company, and as such, my regularly scheduled paycheck will no longer be a thing, which is okay. I'm not worried about it because the Most High will provide. But even then, in this time of uncertainty, especially because of this time of uncertainty, we are still putting up food. And so I just wanted to show you guys that it's not like this doesn't have to be difficult. Okay, so my wife went grocery shopping, and she said, "Hey, what do we need?" I said, "Just get some prepper food," and she knows what I mean by that, which is key. If you tell your wife to buy prepper food, make sure she knows what prepper food is, and my wife does. But one of the things that we've been getting, we had this bean bucket going on, this blue one. And so I use white buckets for rice because at a glance, what's in there? Rice. White rice. And then I use blue buckets for everything else. Beans, pasta, seasonings, whatever, right? But predominantly what we have in buckets would be like your wheat/flour products, rice, beans, pasta. And so if it's in a white bucket, it's rice. If it's in a blue bucket, it's something else. And then we label the top of every bucket so that we know what's in there. But I wanted to show you guys something. I said get some beans. So she got this package and this package of light red kidney beans, and then this package of 15 bean soup, which is just beans and a pound of beans and a soup seasoning package. Actually, it's 1 pound 4 ounces, so that's cool. And then this is a 2 pound of black beans. So what's cool about that is this bucket here that has beans in it, and empty Walmart bags, because you always need those when the world ends. This bucket is full of beans, but they're all individually packaged. So it illustrates the point that, we have lima beans here, and we have more, here's pinto, and more of that 15 bean soup, and more pinto, and more 15 bean soup, black beans, light red kidney beans, So what you see down here, all these beans are in individual packages. Oh, and I let Aspen draw on the underside of the lid. A, because it keeps her busy, and B, because it's cute. So, and one day we'll pop this bucket open and see Aspen September 2018 and go, "Aww." But the point here is, it doesn't, food storage in of itself is not sexy and glamorous as it is. But it's not terribly difficult either, because, this is $2. Every time you go to the store, get this, throw it in the bucket. Went to the store, got another one, throw it in the bucket. Oh, went to the store, we're just going for milk, don't care, get some beans. Got this, throw it in the bucket. Right, so it's literally baby steps, little tiny baby steps. But when you add it up, right, incremental improvements add up to big improvements over time. It's very Japanese of us. So Not only does it allow you to actually procure food a little at a time with like almost no impact on your wallet or your bank account, a dollar or two at a time. But also, if something happened, if we had a crisis and I had to say feed or give food to a bunch of refugees, it's much easier to say, here's a pound of pinto beans, shalom, than to say, here's your 30-pound bucket. You know, you might not want to be trading food in increments of 30 pounds. So this gives you some options, both on the procurement end and on the disbursement end. So I wanted to show you guys that. And so we'll count it up here. There's 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 4 pounds, 5, 6, 7, 8. What are these? Pounds. 9, 10, 11, 12. And then these are all 12. And then 1.25 times 3 is 3.75. So it'd be 15.75 pounds. And then 2 pounds. So that's 17 3/4 pounds of beans in this bucket thus far. And they're all individually packaged. So when that's full, I'll write the total weight on top of there, close it up, and be done with the bean bucket. And I'll probably make a note on top as well that will say individually packed beans rather than bulk beans. Pop the lid on, and again, we got rice here. They got put up in September, and rice here got put up in September. Rice here that got put up in September. Come on, beans. We're actually, not to brag, we're blessed. We're having a hard time figuring out where all of our food storage is going to go in this house. And here's another example. I know extreme close-ups, I'm sorry. We get a meal for us with our family is about 2 pounds of pasta and a jar of sauce. And that goes a long way. So, and then in here we have more food storage as well, a lot of which was put up in the month of September. So never stop, even in times of uncertainty. Doesn't mean, oh no, I don't have income, I'm going to stop stocking food. I see it as, oh no, we might not have income, we better stock food. But we get these boxes. So this is like a 3-pound box for like $1.50, and here's one that's where did you go? A 4-pound box for like $2 or $3. Right, so that's a couple meals, and then one of these, right? A 2-pack. So as we can, we buy these, put them on the shelf, and this is just the one closet. So we buy these, put them on the shelf, and then we rotate them. But we also have them if we need them in an emergency. They are there. So, and that's part of that LDS method of you build out like 7 meal plans, and then you buy everything for one, spaghetti and sauce. Okay, it takes 2 pounds and a jar of sauce to feed us. So we need 104 pounds and 52 jars of sauce, and that one meal is done. Cool. Move on to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And I also, just for giggles, since we're here, I keep this rifle here upstairs. This is my "you walked into the wrong house, sucker" rifle. So, in case any of y'all were like, oh, I'll just go to Bear's house and take his food. Probably not a good idea. But the point is, food storage isn't sexy but it's definitely worth doing. And B, in spite of uncertain times, you should be buying food. Of all the things you should be buying food. So I just wanted to give you a little update there. There's one way to get incremental gains in your food storage. I'm just literally showing you that sometimes we buy a little at a time. Most times we buy a little at a time. Every now and then I get a wild hair and I go buy a bunch. And it kind of drives my wife crazy because it can mess with the budget, but sometimes I get an urging and I'll go buy a couple 100 pounds of food. But most of what we do is incremental. And so if you buy a little bit, throw it in the bucket. Buy a little bit, put it on the shelf. And after a while, it doesn't take long to snowball that little bit into a lot bit, and then a whole lot, and then so forth and so on. So be encouraged, man. That don't sweat it. It's not hard to do. You just got to do it. Just buy a little extra food every time you go shopping. So shalom and blessings.